Hey newbies, happy Monday. I hope everyone enjoyed their Thanksgiving. I'm going to pop on today and just talk briefly about holidays and slow season. Typically, the holidays are slower seasons, and you don't think necessarily that affects medical transportation, but it does. And most of the times, it's much slower the week of Thanksgiving, the week of Christmas, the week of New Year's. And that's why it's very important to focus on that built in base. That built in base typically means our dialysis or our chemo people. And the reason why we focus on building that solid base of regular customers is because no matter what, rain, sleet, shine, whatever the situation is, they have to still receive their dialysis or chemo services, correct? So the only thing that typically happens is dialysis closed those 3 days a year. Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, right? But they still have to receive their treatment. So typically what they do is just adjust schedules. So maybe the person goes the day before or day after off of their rotation. I know where we are in upstate New York, and I'm sure most dialysis centers function the same way just for conformity and just ease of flow, meaning you have two set schedules. You have a group of people or a group of patients that come Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then the other set comes Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And I know there are some dialysis centers that are open Sunday, but typically in my area they're not. So 90% of the dialysis patients or chemo are going to be on those rotations, right? And they're going no matter what. So coming up to the week of Thanksgiving, and I've been doing this for 6 years, it's always a slow week because people are out running errands, they're being with family, they're traveling. So you need to compensate from that, right? Because it's going to be a much slower time. So that's when that built-in base of customers that you have built up is very crucial. So you're going to be relying heavily on that base during the holidays, your dialysis and your chemo people, because most people outside of that typically won't schedule appointments during the holidays the week before or the week after. Like today is Monday right after the holiday, and it's super slow, which is good in the sense that I'm not doing much dispatching today, right? And it also gives me time to get caught up on some things. And I'm actually going to go out and market today. I'm going to hit a couple counseling centers or group therapy centers where people go and get drug, alcohol counseling, mental health services. I'm going to hit a couple of those places today. We have a couple new facilities just open. So I'm just going to use this downtime to kind of go out and market. But we rely on our dialysis and chemo patients during this season. So you really want to focus on building that base to carry you through the slower times. And honestly, it's just typically the holidays. And you want to be able to compensate from that. You want to still be able to make money. You still want to be able to service your customers. You have to be able to schedule your staffing around those holidays because typically your staff wants to be off. So it kind of all works together. It's typically slower. Then you have staff that may want to be off, but you also want to keep money flow. You want to keep cash flow. You want to keep everything kosher. So this is when you're going to rely heavily on that dialysis base. So maybe this is a time to get out and hit some of those dialysis centers, right? That's a form of marketing. That is actually a customer base. That is a resource. So just want to share that with you guys, to always be thinking about when there's a slowdown, how do you compensate from that? How do you offset that? And typically that is done by making sure that you have a strong base of customers that are dialysis or chemo. Typically more dialysis, because chemo patients, they may do rounds of treatments, but they're typically 30, 60, 90 days. They're not long-term like dialysis. Most dialysis people are going to continuously go no matter what, unless they receive a kidney transplant or unfortunately pass, because we have had that quite a bit this year. Quite a few of our dialysis patients pass, unfortunately. So again, just focusing on building that solid base to carry you through the slower times or tough times. And there's really a shift in the economy and the market, so we always have to be able to pivot and think forward. All right, newbies, it's a great day to be great. Have a good one.